Hey everybody, this is the Mega Bloks Call of Duty Armored Vehicle Charge set, and they did not officially license the name Humvee for this, but we can clearly tell that it is a Humvee, and I'm sorry, but does this thing have drivetrain detailing on the underside of it? You don't need drivetrain detailing to be built up on the underside of a brick-based model like this. All the more reason I very much respect Mega Bloks for putting it there. They didn't need to, but if you build it, you know it's there and you appreciate it. Not only that, this hood here, or bonnet as some would call it, opens up. There's an engine area in there with some detailing. A little bit of suspension detail even, with kind of simulated shocks or springs or struts in there. These tires are phenomenal. They look great. The wheels look great. The doors on this thing are really built up. There's a bunch of pieces there. It's not just a one-piece thing. A bunch of pieces. These open up nicely, and you can already see inside of there, there's some interior detailing. These open up. This on the back, got a couple of sandbags there. You can remove those if you want to. Got some jerry cans back here, antennae. This is a backpack that can actually be used on a figure. All this can open up. You have a big trunk area. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. There's tons of room inside of that, and they actually include this little case chest with a bunch of extra accessories that you can store in there. So all that can go in here and can be stored in the trunk along with other stuff. Plenty of space for that. You can also get better access into the thing by removing the roof. Well, before I do that, very quickly though, they call this a rocket launcher in the official product description. We know it's not a rocket launcher, it's a tow missile launcher. That's cool though. I'm not a big fan of the design of this one. I feel like that could have been done better for sure. It's a recognizable thing, kind of iconic to the Humvee, so that I think that should have been done a little bit more nicely. You can put a figure in there, get them to pose up. You can angle this up and down, rotate it around. And as I was saying, with removing the roof, there's your interior detail. So this is the seat for the person operating the turret, and you kind of stick at least one of their feet down in there to help them to stay in place. This will seat 4 people in normal locations. It is, again, a little bit of a tight squeeze to get them in there. Up at the front, a couple of printed console pieces. Got your gear selector lever over here, which can be posed any kind of way. You can actually get that into the hand of a figure. Yeah, nice shaping also. This is just a really well done model. A 10 wide build, got the intake snorkel there. This is one piece right here. You know, it's not all built up, but I don't know how you would build that up with that shape, that believable, with a nice little bend in the lower part there. Yeah, pretty cool. A little bit open just in these corners here at the front. Let me give you some lower angles of this thing though. Overall, the proportions are pretty good. The shape of the windows is not something that I personally recognize from any variants that I've seen myself of these vehicles. I think they're supposed to be rectangular, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I hope that they will be using those same windows on some other vehicles in the future, including some more modern, MRAP style, larger trucks. I think that those will work better for those, but yeah, really nice looking thing. It's very displayable. I feel like they've done a good job of finding that balance between the play value and the display value. It doesn't have the durability of a full play toy. A lot of these assemblies do require a little bit of care to pose up, but not a lot. Nothing's falling apart. I'm just saying that you don't want to take this thing and throw it or drop it on the ground just as it is, but it really does look good as a result, and yet it still is able to pose up with all the figures. The one major problem with this thing is the scale, which is the same problem that they've had with some other vehicles of similar real life size in the past. The vehicle is much too large for the figures but that was necessary in order to be able to fit the figures in there and to get them to actually pose inside of the thing. So again, a trade-off. I do wish it could have been made smaller, but I don't know how they could have done it. 3 figures are included in the set, and each one has its own little stand, which kind of looks like an old Army man base, but much better because it's got the anti-studs on the underside, so you can attach it to a studded surface. And just in general, they've got a little bit of texturing there, and there's also some marbling in the material itself with multiple colors that are kind of blended together to make it look a little bit more believable, a little bit more organic. The figures have a great amount of variety in the parts used, from the heads to the forearm pieces to the armor and vests and little accessories and the weapons. Got some new and or very recent molds for weapon parts. I like the new setup for the bullpup style SMG there in the center. Got the slanted or diagonal magazine feed one over on the left, LMG over on the right with the drum mag, and all using, again, compatible pieces that will work with different parts for the most part. I mean, these the diagonal parts don't work with everything. They don't fit with all the parts. Not everything is completely compatible just due to basic simple restrictions of geometry, but most of the parts can be made to work. And even if you do want to make something go together that isn't designed to go together, it doesn't take too much modification. So these make for really nice base figures for folks of many ages, including folks getting pretty serious about realism and display, and really setting up dioramas and getting some really nice close-up photography. And of course, as with all of the modern Mega Bloks Collector Series figures, you get all of the articulation, ball joints and multiple axis joints. Just stuff that you can do with these is absolutely incredible for their size and their scale. You can bring weapons across, set up a two-handed hold, something a little bit more believable. Not all of them are able with all configurations to actually bring the sight right up to the eye, but it depends on the exact, like I said, just the exact configuration of each figure. But again, for the size here, to be able to move stuff around so much, I think it's really good. Again, Mega Bloks has gone, excuse the pun, beyond the call of duty, in my opinion, delivering a really fantastic looking set that prioritizes good looks and an enjoyable advanced building experience. And this is something that can easily be enjoyed by folks who are not just fans of this particular Call of Duty franchise, but being something based on relatively modern military hardware and uniforms and weapons and all. This is easy to be enjoyed by many fans of just military in general. So good stuff, if nothing else. Good parts, good figures, good stuff to use as the basis of custom work. But even just as it is, without doing any customizations whatsoever, I think you get something here that presents a really good value for its price for a almost 620 piece set, and just will look great on display and will be great to add to a diorama. I just wish it was smaller. I wish they could have pulled off the ability to get this level of realism and the ability to actually hold 4 figures inside of there without making it quite so large. It should have been, I would have liked to see maybe 15 to 20% smaller overall. Let me know your thoughts about this set. Share what you think about it in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again very soon.